People who choose to be kind every day despite of not receiving the same kindness back. What motivates you? I just think you shouldn't make anyone else's life harder than it already is. Edit. I've been on Reddit 9 years and I've never had this much of a reaction to one of my comments. Thanks, Yal. To clarify, I am not a saint, there are exceptions, and my kindness does have limits. However, I usually try very hard to be nice to people because life sucks sometimes. I try not to reproduce behavior I don't like in other people. Makes me like myself more. I don't expect people to be kind back. Because I know how it feels when you're down and your day per week per month per year just fucking sucks. And if there's a chance I can make just one person who feels like that have a better day and feel good for a bit, then it's worth it. *edit. So I've never actually seen a full episode of Friends and had no idea I was close to the theme song. Took me a bit to figure out why so many people were saying "I'll be there for you" lol, but thanks for making me aware of that. Because I could be the other person. I'm not especially strong or educated. I'm not particularly well off and I know I can get carried away and come off as annoying sometimes. So if I can't be strong or smart, socially adept or successful, I can definitely be kind. I try to embody this mindset so much. Being a dwarf, I get a lot of shit from people shouting on the street, pointing, people filming me and taking photos of me, asking me invasive questions, generally making rude statements about me or expressing weird assumptions. It gets tiring and sometimes downright upsetting. For sure. But I never want to let that feed into how I interact with people in general. As soon as I am a dick to someone preemptively, without cause, I have just ruined an opportunity to have a positive new connection in my life. People can and will often surprise you. And even people who may seem ignorant or rude at first can change dramatically if I don't just shut them down from the offset. There is a line, of course. If someone is a complete unapologetic ass, fuck them. I'm not against standing up for myself and I have had to cut ties with people before. But in milder situations, people have the capacity to change and it's kind of wasted potential to not encourage that. Whether it is through empathy or kindness. I used to let all of this get to me. I would be so angry and miserable, every day. I hated everyone. But eventually, I realized that empathizing with people is a win for both parties. Understanding where a person is coming from. Not excusing it, but understanding it, made me less angry, and in turn allowed for them to not get defensive or aggressive like they would if they were just pegged as a monster. Eventually, empathy just became easier. It made me happier, and it took less of a toll on my mindset. I'm kind because I'm kind, not because other people are. Anger. The world is often shitty and people are often selfish. So I'm relentlessly positive and friendly even when others abuse it. I'm not letting shitty people gaslight me into being like them. It just never hurts to be nice. You don't know what people go through or how long it's been since someone said something or did nice for someone. So I do my part to reset the clock on that. I remember holding the door for a guy one time when he was like 20 feet behind me. And he was so appreciative that someone did something for him that sounded like he was about to tear up. You just never know, so why not be a good person? Being unkind makes me feel very guilty immediately lol. Even if they deserved it, I just feel kind of angry or upset after, never better. TBH for me it takes a lot of effort to be an ass. https://www.youtube.com/watch v = 20 UGTBI_Q5W. I think a lot of it boils down to how you are raised. My dad came from an extremely loving family and my mum didn't. My dad will do anything for anyone and doesn't expect something in return and is always pleasantly surprised when they reciprocate because that's how he was raised. My mum made the conscious decision that she would never be like her family and is right there with my dad. They are both so supportive of me and my brother. And by extension all of our friends because they see anyone who is part of their life a family. Lost count of the amount of times growing up we had friends stay with us because they had fallen out with their own parents. I try to do the same, and raise my girls the same. Let me tell you a story. Some years ago I was working as a barista at a small coffee shop that only had one person there at a time. If the boredom didn't get to you, the isolation would a little. I was working a morning shift that day and I had gotten little sleep the night before, so it put me in a rather bad mood. Coffee can only substitute sleep so well. Now I had been serving customers their drinks that morning and I've always disliked the people that asked for really complicated elaborate things. A lady comes up asking for one such thing. And it was a situation where she wanted more of something that would result in less drink in her cup. According to my bosses, we were not supposed to humor those people and legit fill the cup near halfway as a result of the customer's request. This is actually kind of absurd. Because anyone who works behind the counter knows there is enough product left over in the mixing cup to fill the guest's cup. But we are supposed to dump it. So I did as I was supposed to. Being in the mood I was and knowing it's what my bosses would have wanted, I thought, nah, fuck this lady, and just filled her cup up halfway. When she received it and asked why it was half full, I told her that's what we're supposed to do. She responded pleasantly and thanked me for the drink, and handed over an origami elephant that she had been making while waiting for her drink. I think I had not felt so bad as I did in that moment in a long time. She was so nice to me when I had actually been rather mean-spirited towards her. I kept the origami elephant on my counter for the rest of the 2 years I worked there as a reminder to give my best to people. Even if it's not much, just remember to give that little bit extra. I have heard the saying before, you can choose to either be the light or the mirror that reflects it. And I think that was one of those moments for me. I still have the elephant to this day, in a box of special little gifts I have received in my life. Elephant. You never know who's suffering from what. Seeing other people happy is reward enough. I'd rather put positive vibes out into the world. It feels good. Everyone you meet is fighting a battle you know nothing about. Be kind. Always, Robin Williams. Because I wanna get that true pacifist run on this mortal realm before I start going for the genocide route. If no one is extending an arm, I take it is my responsibility to extend mine. The golden rule: treat others how you want to be treated. However, once the line has been crossed, it becomes, I will treat you the way you treat me. Though my tolerance is fairly high. You can despise someone, yet still be nice. Anxiety makes me think everyone already hates me. Right finger, cool right finger, so I try to be liked by people. My mother. She was the nicest person I've ever known. She was respectful, kind and nice to everyone, even the ones who were mean to her. She committed suicide in April of 2019, and it made me really question life at the time. I think of her and aspire to be that level of kindness. I guess it reminds me of her whenever I see I've made someone smile.